Point at the sky, any direction. Above you, behind you, through the floor, past the sun, past every star you have ever seen. Now keep going, further than your brain is comfortable with, further than the light has traveled in your entire lifetime. And somewhere out there, you might imagine there is a middle, a spatial point, a place everything began, the center of the universe. But here's a terrifying part. No matter which direction you point, you are already pointing towards the center, and also away from it, and also nowhere near it. Because the universe may not have a center at all. That sounds impossible. Everything we know seems to have a middle. A room has a center, a planet has a center, even a pizza has a center, which is usually where the best slice should have been. So, if the universe exists, shouldn't it also have a center? Shouldn't there be one location where the Big Bang happened? One cosmic birthplace? One spot where everything started expanding outward? This is the picture most people have in their head. A tiny point explodes, matter flies in every direction, galaxies rush away from the blast. And if you could somehow rewind the time, everything would fly back to one central place. But that image is wrong. Not just slightly wrong. It is wrong in the most brain bending way possible. The Big Bang was not an explosion inside empty space. It was not a bomb going off in the dark room. It was not matter flying outward from one location. The Big Bang was the beginning of the space expanding everywhere. Not from one point into space, but space itself stretching everywhere at once. That one sentence breaks almost every normal picture we have because we are used to things expanding into something. A balloon expands into the air around it, smoke expands into the room, an explosion expands into empty space. But the universe is not expanding into ordinary space. As far as physics can tell, the universe is not spreading through the space. Space is what is spreading. The distance between galaxies are growing because the fabric of space between them is stretching. Imagine a loaf of raisin bread in an oven. The raisins are galaxies. As the bread rises, every raisin gets further from every other raisin. But no raisin is the center of the expansion. From the view of any raisin, all the raisins seem to be moving away. Each raisin could look around and say, "Wait, why everything is running away from me?" And each raisin would be equally wrong and equally right. That is close to what we see in the universe. When astronomers look at distant galaxies, most of them are moving away from us. At first, that sounds like we must be near the center. If everything is moving away from us, maybe Earth is special. But we are not. The galaxy far away would see the same thing. From its perspective, we would be the ones moving away. And another galaxy even further away would also see the galaxies moving away in every direction. Every observer sees themselves near the middle of their own observable universe. Not because they are actually the center of everything, but because they can only see as far as the light has had time to reach them. This is where the word observable becomes important. The observable universe is not the entire universe. It is just the part of whose light has reached us since the beginning, a giant cosmic bubble around us. Earth is at the center of that bubble, but not because Earth is special, only because we are observing from Earth. If you move to another galaxy, that galaxy would sit at the center of its own observable bubble. Its cosmic horizon would be different. It would see some regions we cannot see, and we might see some regions it cannot see. So, yes, we are at the center of the observable universe. But that is like saying you are at the center of the circle your flashlight makes in the dark. It is true, but it does not mean the whole forest revolves around you. This is one of the strangest things about space. Everywhere can look central, without there being a true center. The universe is not arranged like a city with a town square. It is more like an endless ocean in heavy fog. You can see a circular patch around your boat. Another boat far away sees its own circular patch. Both boats are at the center of what they can see, but neither boat is necessarily at the center of the ocean, and the ocean may not even have one. Now, the obvious question is, if the universe has no center, where exactly did the Big Bang happen? The answer is uncomfortable. It happened here. It happened where the moon is. It happened where the sun is. It happened in the space between galaxies. It happened in every direction you can point, because every place in the universe today was once part of the hot, dense early universe. The Big Bang did not happen at a location, it happened to all locations. This is where our brains start overheating, because we want to imagine the early universe as a small glowing ball sitting somewhere. But if all space was compressed, there was no outside place to stand and look at it. There was no empty room around it. There was no camera floating outside the universe. There was no outside wall with a label saying universe starts here. The universe was not small in a way an object is small. The observable universe was once extremely compressed, but the entire universe may have been infinite even then. That means an infinite universe could still expand, not by growing an age, but by increasing the distance between everything inside it. Infinity can stretch and still be infinite, which is rude, honestly, but mathematically allowed. If the universe is infinite, then asking for its center is like asking for center of the endless number line. Where is the middle of the numbers? Is it 0? Maybe. But then what about the 1 trillion numbers to the left and the 1 trillion numbers to the right? And then 1 trillion more. And then forever. There is no true middle because the line never ends. But the universe might also be finite. It could have limited size, but still no edge and no center. That sounds even worse. But there is simple picture. Imagine the surface of Earth. You can walk in any direction on the Earth's surface and never hit an edge. There's no wall where Earth's surface ends. But the surface area is still finite. Now ask, where is the center of the Earth's surface? Not the center of the planet inside the ground, the center of the surface itself. There is no special spot. Every point is just another point on the surface. A tiny ant living on a balloon would experience a similar thing. As the balloon inflates, every dot on the surface moves away from every other dot. But no dot on the surface is the center of expansion. The center is not the surface at all. Now, this analogy is not perfect. The universe is not literally the surface of the balloon, but it helps show how something can expand without having a center inside itself. There may be no cosmic bullseye, no special middle, no place where the universe began more than everywhere else. And that is not even the creepiest part. The creepiest part is that the universe looks roughly the same in every direction. On the largest scale, the galaxies are spread out in the surprisingly even way. Not perfectly even. There are clusters, voids, filaments, huge cosmic webs, but zoom out far enough and no direction looks like obvious middle. There's no giant arrow in space saying Big Bang was over here. There's no side of the sky that looks like the front of the explosion, and there's no opposite side that looks like the back. Everywhere looks like everywhere. This is one reason scientists think the universe has no preferred center. On the biggest scales, it appears homogeneous and isotropic, which is a fancy way of saying roughly the same everywhere and roughly the same in every direction. That sounds peaceful, but it also makes you feel very small because it means Earth is not at the center. The Sun is not at the center. The Milky Way is not at the center. Even our entire galaxy cluster is not at the center. We are not in the special seat. We are one tiny viewing point inside the vast expanding thing that gives every viewer the illusion of being central. It is almost cute, like the universe gives everyone their own little personal bubble and then refuses to explain where the actual middle is. But maybe there is no actual middle to explain. Maybe center is a wrong question. A better question is, what can we see from here? And the answer is enormous. We can see galaxies billions of light years away. We can see ancient light from when the universe was young. We can see the afterglow of the early universe coming from every direction. That afterglow is called the cosmic microwave background, and it is not coming from one central point. It surrounds us. No matter where we look, we are looking back toward the early universe. Every direction is kind of the time machine. Look far enough north, early universe. Look far enough south, early universe. Look into an empty patch of sky, still early universe. That is a strange truth. The beginning is not located somewhere far away. The beginning is located in the past. So if you want to find the Big Bang, you do not travel toward a place. You look backward in time. The further you look into space, the older light becomes. A nearby star shows you the recent past. A distant galaxy shows you much older past. The cosmic macro background shows you the universe when it was still extremely young. Space is not just distance. Space is history. And that means the universe does not have center like a target. It has horizons, limits, layers of time. You can view the cosmos in shape by how far light has traveled. There are places so distant that their light has not reached us yet. There may be places whose light will never reach us because expansion carries them away too fast. Those regions are not outside the universe, they are outside our observable universe, beyond our cosmic horizon. There may contain galaxies, stars, planets, maybe even someone else asking the same question, and from their sky, they would also feel like they were in the middle. This is the part that can make the universe feel lonely, not because we are at the edge, but because there may be no edge, not because we are far away from center, but because there may be no center to be far away from. We are lost in the universe because we missed the middle. We are lost because the map may not have a middle at all. And yet, in one small way, you are still central. You are the center of your observable universe. Every photon that reaches your eye ends its journey with you. Every star you see is a part of your cosmic bubble. Every telescope image humans have ever taken comes from this one tiny viewpoint. Not the center of everything, but the center of what we can know. And maybe that is enough. The universe does not need to be arranged around us to be meaningful. A small observer can still understand enormous things. A tiny planet can still measure the shape of space. A little doodle person can still point at the sky and ask a question big enough to break their brain. So, where is the center of the universe? If you mean center of everything, there may not be one. If you mean the center of the observable universe, you are sitting in it. Not because you are important, not because Earth is special, but because every observer carries their own horizon with them. Look in any direction. You're looking outward, you're looking backward. You're looking into a universe that expands everywhere at once. And somewhere beyond what we can ever see, another observer may be doing the same thing, pointing at their sky, searching for the center, and finding only more universe.